Welcome to this GiftWorks video. My name is Steve Faithful, and this is the second of an 8-part video series showing you how easy it is to import information into GiftWorks. In this video, we're going to be running through an import at a quick pace. We want to show you the entire process of importing, first of all to show you how easy it is, secondly to provide a greater context for the rest of the videos in this series. So in this, we're going to be importing into GiftWorks. You'll notice a few things to begin with. First, I'm using GiftWorks 2010 to import. If you are a person that's listening to this video and you're using GiftWorks 2008, or perhaps even an earlier version, GiftWorks 2006, a lot of what I'm going to show you is still applicable to you, even though within GiftWorks 2010 we have made some improvements to the import process. And generally, most of the things I'm going to show you are still applicable, but there are a few things, and I'll make mention of them in this video. The second thing you'll notice is that I'm also using GiftWorks Premium. You might be using GiftWorks Standard. We have two different levels of GiftWorks as well. In GiftWorks Premium, there are no additional features in GiftWorks Premium versus GiftWorks Standard. Whether you're using Standard or Premium, all the import features are still exactly the same. Now, there is one thing that I'm going to point out during this video regarding GiftWorks Standard versus GiftWorks Premium, but it's not a difference as it relates to the import process itself, but there is something that I want to point out a little bit, and that's regarding custom fields. And so when we get there, I'll show you. So in this video, I'm going to run through a very quick import. I'm going to import using an Excel spreadsheet. And in this Excel spreadsheet, it's very simple data, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to import. And like I said, provide a greater context and give you a greater understanding of the whole process so that as you watch some of the other videos, you'll be able to refer to some of these things as we go. So you'll notice on my screen that right now I'm pointed to the sample database. We would encourage you not to use the sample database to import, even if you're doing a test. Go ahead and create a new database, which I'm going to do right now. Create a new database, give it a name. I'm going to put my name in and create a GiftWorks database name. I'm going to click the next button, and whenever you create a new database within GiftWorks, it wants to take you through a GiftWorks setup wizard. I would encourage you to go through this. If you're doing a test, you can go ahead and skip it as well. But if you're actually setting up your database for the first time, make sure you go ahead and fill out this information. Just in the interest of time, I'm going to skip this wizard, and I'm going to click the Finish button at the bottom, and I'll come back to my sign-in screen. You'll notice now I have my brand new database, and I'm ready to go. So I'm going to click the Sign-in button to sign into this new database. You'll notice that if I go to my donors areas of GiftWorks, and I go to my donor dashboard, you'll see that there are no donors in here. And if I go to donation, you'll also see that there's no donations in here either. So I'm starting with a brand new database that's totally empty. Now I'm going to get started with a quick import, I'm going to click on the settings button in the upper right hand corner, and I'm going to click on the database and maintenance link. I'm going to click on import and export data, and then I'm going to click on import a file. When I click on import a file, the first thing I'm going to choose is the type of file that I'm importing. Now keep in mind, in subsequent videos I'm going to go over this in more detail, but for now I have the option to choose between an Excel file, a text file, or an Access database. I'm going to choose an Excel file that I'm going to import. I have this import.xls file which contains very basic information, and once I do that I can click the next button. When I click the next button, I'll be able to preview my information, so I'm actually seeing what's contained in my Excel file, and I'll see that I have 3 donors with very simple information. Some basic donor information, some donation information, and then some additional donor information like groups, group inclusion, some donations, a custom field, an ID, and so I have some other information I can import. I also have some Excel specific questions here at the bottom. These apply because I chose that I'm importing an Excel file. Once I'm satisfied with this information, I'm previewing this information, and this is the information I want to import, so I can go ahead and click the next button. These options, I'm presented with 3 options here. One about creating donors, one about creating household donors, and the last one about updating existing donors. There's another video in the series that will go over these in more depth. For now, I'm going to leave these just as the default option, the top option for each of them. And like I said, another video will go over these in more detail. I'm going to click the next button, and I come to a screen called our field assignment screen, or our mapping screen as some of you may think about it. And what this does is simply allows you to map your fields that exist in your Excel file or your text file or your Access database, and allowed you to map them to a GiftWorks field. I see a sampling of the data right in the middle. I can use these arrows to navigate through the sample database. But what I need to do is simply go through each of these fields and assign them, assign each of my fields that exist in my Excel file to a field within GiftWorks. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I choose a category of field, and then I'm just going to click on a field. This may be cutting it off on the video a little bit. I'll move it over just a little bit. And I'm going to map the middle name, and I'm going to map the last name, and then I'm going to go ahead and map the address, city, state, and zip code or postal code. Scroll down a little bit. I'm going to map my donation information. So I'm simply assigning each of these to a field that exists within GiftWorks. I'm going to move this over a little bit more. I'm going to map my second donation, both date and my donation amount. And then I'm going to map some groups, which will show you how to do this as well in future videos. I'm moving quickly, and we'll go into these more in depth in subsequent videos. And I'm going to go ahead and map this group name. So I've just mapped some three groups that this donor is a part of. And then I'm going to go ahead and create a custom field. And I'm going to call it My Old System ID. And I'm going to ignore everything else. Like I said, we'll go into more in depth once I've done that. I'm ready to proceed with my import. And you'll notice the next button became enabled, which allows me now to continue. So I've mapped all the fields that relate to my, I took all my Excel fields and mapped them to a field within GiftWorks. And I'm going to click the next button. Once I do that, I come to a preview screen, or I should say a review screen, which simply checks to ensure that I haven't made any errors regarding my mappings, meaning my fields. And there's a possibility, especially when you're working with a lot of different fields, there's a possibility that you could accidentally perhaps map the same field to two GiftWorks, the same GiftWorks field to two different places in GiftWorks, which would be an error. GiftWorks is helping you understand whether or not you've made any obvious errors regarding your mappings. There's also some warnings which GiftWorks can provide you, maybe things to think about. So once I know that I haven't made any errors or warnings, I can click the next button to continue. Once I do that, I come to our test import screen, which simply allows me to run a test. It's not going to actually import any information, but it's going to allow me to run a test on the information. So it tells me no errors or warnings were found. So as it reviewed my import information, as it ran through each of the rows in my Excel spreadsheet in this case, that it said there were no problems. The second thing it does, which is an important part, is it reports back to me what it's going to be doing. So in this case, it indicated that it's going to import Steve and 2 donations for Steve, and then Dave and 2 donations for Dave, and then Mary and a donation for Mary. And so it gives you feedback regarding what it's going to do, but it actually hasn't done anything yet. And until I click the next button, I can click the complete import button, which it says now, are you sure you want to import this information into GiftWorks? This is where it's going to actually move the information into GiftWorks. I can click yes. It goes ahead and runs through each of my rows of my Excel spreadsheet and reports back to me no errors or warnings were found, and it has successfully imported this information into GiftWorks. Once again, it also feeds back to me what it has done. In this case, same as before. And so it's imported this information correctly into GiftWorks. I can click the Done button. Once I click the Done button, I can go back to my donor dashboard, and I can see that it has now successfully imported 3 donors. And if I double click on one of these donors, I'm clicking on Steve, I'll see that it's imported a bit of information properly. Steve's name, his address. If I scroll down, I'll see it's also created some salutation and addressee information for me. If I go over to Details tab, the Details tab, I'll see that it's imported some groups properly. If I scroll down, it's imported a custom field. It's created some auditing information, like when it's been created and who created it, etc. And then if I go over to Donations, I'll see that it properly imported the 2 donations. So this has been a very quick overview on how to import information, but I wanted you to see, number one, how easy the process is, but also give you a view into the entire process so that as now you continue to watch the remaining videos of this series, that you're going to have a better understanding, or you'll be able to understand what we're talking about in each of the videos in context of the bigger picture. So we hope this overview, this quick overview, has been helpful, and I would encourage you to watch the third video of this series, which is going to begin to go through each of the steps of the import process in more detail. So thanks for watching.